If you're stumbling across this video, I have a feeling that your art, your gifts, your light, your magic are meant to be shared with the world on a larger scale. And I know that you feel that. I know that you feel that deep within here, even if it feels inexplicable. But if you feel like you're not stepping into that version of you quite yet being the operative word, because it is going to happen, it's already on its way to you, it's probably because you have subconscious blockages or subconscious woundings that are keeping you from your desires and your dreams. And this is how we're going to heal the visibility wound, so you can truly feel safe to feel seen, and you can actually share your light with the world. Yay! Let's dive in. What's up, guys? Hi, I'm Kayla Rose. I'm the host of Skinny Dipping the podcast, and I'm going to keep this episode as short as possible because I genuinely feel like this just needs to be something that clicks in your brain, and then you go and you integrate it and you embody it and you practice it. So let me just give you the information on how to actually feel safe to feel seen in your body. This is something I have done for myself. I went from having no following on social media to now having over 200,000 subscribers across platforms for my podcast, around 70K on Instagram, and around 220K on TikTok. And it's all from healing the visibility wound that I had within myself. This can come from your current life and things that happened in your childhood. This can come from past lives. Maybe you have a witch wound, or maybe you spoke your truth or shared your light or shared your art and you were punished in a past life, if we want to get into the spiritual woo-woo side. But I'm actually going to tell you actionable tips that are grounded in this current reality on how you're going to heal this visibility wound. Last week in the Art of Alchemy, I touched on it at the end, how yes, the final stage of our healing journey is truly becoming an artist and no longer consuming the self-help books, but rather actually embodying the change and transformation that you want to see, because you are the alchemist. And how beyond that, an even deeper confronting healing journey you'll go on is sharing your art and allowing your art to be visible and seen to the world, and the mirrors that shows you within yourself. That will bring up your greatest insecurities, and your greatest insecurities are truly the path to your greatest confidence. You cannot find authentic, genuine, grounded confidence without going through the path of your worst insecurities and facing them and confronting them and realizing that they do not have any hold over you anymore. And that's why being seen as an artist is one of the most healing things that we can do. And I genuinely believe, if you have this knowing that's been planted in your heart since you were a very young person, that your work, your art, your music, your creation, your events, because everything is art, right? Maybe it's literally just your lifestyle, your family, your story. You felt like it was meant to be shared or seen on a larger scale, but you just couldn't explain it. I feel like it's because in the past, we look at past celebrities and people who are seen, and it was very hard to get to that level, and you really had to know people. But now our current generation has this beautiful blessing of the internet and social media, and being able to be seen by your gifts, by the people that matter most, by the people who are truly interested in your work. And it is easier than ever to be seen with your gifts and your art and your magic and your light at a large scale. It is the coolest time ever. So I feel like it didn't make sense then, but now it makes sense. And it's actually completely possible for you to actually follow your dreams and do whatever you want in this life and create the life that you want and make money through your gifts, if that is the life that you desire. Or maybe it's just genuinely sharing what it is you have to offer because you know it can help people. You know it can help change people's lives. And maybe you're not thinking on a larger scale. Maybe you're just I want to be seen and I feel it and I want to be known and I want people to know me for my work. And that is also beautiful in itself, and that's perfect. Literally no judgment. I feel first of all, if you want to be seen, letting go of the fear of coming off egotistical for wanting to be seen, because the truth is we need more visibility and we need more power and eyes on us with creatives who genuinely care about the world. So it is not selfish or egotistical for you to want this for yourself. In fact, literally, if it's planted in your heart, if there's a whisper from the universe, from God, from source, whatever you believe in, it is there for a fucking reason. And I need you to literally sit in that and be wow, no, I actually know that something so great is meant for me. And I know that I am meant to really help people or change lives or share my art and be seen, and be known. fucking own that in your full body, because when you speak life into it, when you feel it in your body, it is just that much more possible for you. And if you're not watching the video on YouTube, that much more possible. So this is Skinny Dipping. What's up? Subscribe, follow, make sure to comment. I really want to hear your thoughts, or where you're listening from, or if you're a new listener, a returning listener, or just any of the downloads that flow through to you in this episode. What else? Like, share whenever you copy the link and share it with somebody, or just copy the link. It like actually really helps. And I love doing what I do and sharing this free content with you guys. So help me continue to do that by just like doing all the things to interact. I love you so much. I'm Kayla Rose. This is Skinny Dipping, and let's strip down and dive in metaphorically to the mind, body, and the soul. And yeah, the last couple of weeks have had a lot of neuroscience in them, and I love that realm. But I was just in Bali in Indonesia, and I hosted a women's retreat with my best friend Madison, who has House of Muse, and she brought me on to do a skinny dipping version of House of Muse. And it literally changed my life and just like replenished the inner artist within me. And I just feel so excited, because I feel like art and healing and spirituality and the brain, like it is all so interconnected. And yeah, art is truly like something that we are just meant to do and create as humans. Like, even if you don't consider yourself a commonplace traditional artist, like you don't paint, you don't dance, you don't play an instrument, you are still the artist of your life. You are still the creator of your life. And like I touched in the episode last week, in the Art of Alchemy episode, it's like when you learn that you can be an alchemist with your art, you take an old story, an old wounding, a feeling that you don't want to feel anymore, and you transmute it into something beautiful. Whether that is, you know, a painting, whether that is a song, whether that's a poem, whether that's a Substack, whether that's a podcast, whether that's you just literally making an offering to the earth and having like a whole ritual, and that's like an art form to you. Like, the truth is, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. It's just when you train your brain to show, okay, I can alchemize anything. I can take something and I can transmute it. You teach your brain, and you strengthen that neural pathway and that belief that, hey, like, I literally can create my life. I am the artist of my own life. I am the creative director, the creative producer of my entire life, and I can alchemize anything that I go through, whether that's painful or joyful or hopeful or in grief. Like, I can alchemize literally fucking anything, and I'm the creator of my own reality. And that's what I feel like that episode last week really taught me, as it sat in my body over the weeks when I was in Bali and I was really thinking about the art of alchemy. If you want to watch that episode, you know where to find it. But the truth is, you are a creative life force. And the reason I wanted to talk about the visibility wound today and how to heal it, and literally 9 different actionable ideas on how you can begin healing this visibility wound in your life in an actionable way. That's what I have at the end of the episode. It's like, I realize it's directly tied to our manifestations. Everything you want to create in life, that life force energy, that solar plexus energy that says, I'm going to create and do and take action and create momentum and have drive and take inspired action in my life. That is all directly tied to your capability and ability to be seen. How many eyes can you allow on you? Because the amount of action you take, because the truth is, if you keep taking action, you keep having momentum, what you are creating will grow. That's just inevitable. We've seen that, right? Any business that you pour into, any art that you pour into, like, if you keep pouring into it for a couple years consistently, you will see it grow. There is no doubt about that. And I feel like subconsciously we know that. So it scares us, right? And that's what creates all these subconscious blockages and fears, because we're like, oh shit, if I do the thing, that means it might go well. And if it goes well, that means that I might be seen. And I have a really, really strong fear and subconscious block around being seen. And that's how I felt. It could be from your past life. It could be from something that happened when you were a kid, or even like a teen, or even in your adulthood life could have created a visibility wound for you. It could be one big moment, or it could be a collection of small moments. For me, I had a really big realization in my past life readings that I was convicted, and you know, this is kind of woo-woo spiritual for some people, so like, don't get scared. Like, if you want to get into past lives, read Many Lives, Many Masters. I'm not going to try to prove it to you. Like, you can go into the research yourself, but I definitely believe in it from my research. And I've saw in my past life through a hypnosis and a regression that I was persecuted in a past life for speaking up and sharing my words and sharing my art. And that created a visibility wound that I needed to work through, and I needed to work through subconscious blockages. And now it definitely paid off, because I have a beautiful platform, and I went through working through this visibility wound around like 3 years ago. So it really did align for when everything took off for me and my social media. So this is like proof is in the pudding, but also I've seen it in my friends' lives. I've read books about it. And yeah, the truth is like, if you want to be seen, you need to heal those visibility wounds. And let's talk about exactly how we're going to do it now that we know what a visibility wound is and how it can occur, how it can arise in your life. So yes, art is healing, but the next step is really putting yourself out there, because when you put yourself out there, you are confronted with all your greatest fears. Everything that you're scared that people will think about you can come true. It is a possibility, because people will misperceive you because they're seeing you through the lens of their own perception. So if their mirror is dirty, they will not be able to see you clearly for your light. And that is just something that is inevitable, that you need to accept along this journey of being seen in your gifts and your full potential and in your art and in your healing for the world. The hard, no bullshit truth that I'm gonna fucking tell you is that you are not scared of those people thinking those things about you, that you're not good enough, that you're not talented enough, that you're not pretty enough. You're actually scared of what that will confirm within your own heart and your own brain, because you already have those beliefs about yourself. You already have those negative thoughts about yourself, and you're worried that those things are going to confirm it to you. And the truth is, this is a beautiful confronting mirror for you to look at these things and be like, wow, that's not fucking true. Like, I actually am so talented. I am so deserving. I am so worthy. I am so beautiful. And by facing those fears rather than avoiding them and pushing them away, what we realize is that they are not real. They are not real. They were old past archetypal programmings that are no longer serving us, that we collected, that we picked up, that are not our truth. And when you tap into capital T truth from the capital S self and the capital S soul, you realize that none of those things are true, and you get to finally feel liberated. You get to feel free from the thoughts that you once told yourself. And that's why healing the visibility wound is literally going to heal your entire life. Like, it's actually about confidence and self-worth and fucking believing in yourself and knowing who you are and knowing your truth and knowing your value and feeling proud of yourself. Before we dive into the 9 actionable things that I'm really excited to share with you how to actually heal this, I just want to give an example to make this all make sense. So basically, in House of Muse Bali, which is hosted by Madison Camino, who owns House of Muse and Silk and Earth, and then also me, Kayla Rose, who does skinny dipping, as you guys know. Basically, we have Temple Night at the end, which is a performance for people to dance, sing, do their poetry, whatever they feel called to, really follow their muse. And Madison and I are both performers. She's an incredible dancer, pole dancer, hula hooper, fire hooper. Like, she is literally amazing. She can do anything. She is an incredible artist, and I look up to her so much. And I think and feel like she feels the same way about me. Like, I know that my greatest passion is dance and music and writing, and that is just a big part of who I am and who I've always been. And we had this Temple Night, and we literally had the most confronting experience for both of us. We are both performers through and through, and Temple Night is coming up. And first of all, I won't tell too much about Madison's story, but she shared something super vulnerable in her life, and then she was going to do fire dancing and fire hooping, and she was really excited to show this part of herself, and she was incredible from the outside. But the fire literally gave up, and then like one of the fire things fell off, and she just felt caught off guard, and afterwards she was like, that was so terrible. And like, anyway, and then fast forward to my performance. I am coming down with a fever. I'm starting to feel sick in my stomach from something in Indonesia. A lot of the girls, it was like going through the house. My voice is gone. Like, I physically do not have a voice, and I'm like, I don't feel like I have it in me to dance right now. Like, usually I would dance. That would be the easy thing to do. And what I originally wanted to do for Temple Night is I wanted to freestyle and sing for the girls, because I feel like that is such a channel for me. I love picking words and then freestyling a song over like a Billie Eilish or like Olivia Dean like type beat, and just like practicing my music and freestyling through that. And that's what I originally wanted to do, but I had lost my voice, so I wasn't planning on singing. But then I started to feel really sick, so I felt like I couldn't dance, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, we're mid-Temple Night, like I feel so overwhelmed. And I'm like, you know what? My voice feels okay. I can't like sing in my high register, but I can sing in my chest voice. I'm just gonna sing, and I'm gonna do my freestyle. And I did it honestly at my worst. Like my voice was at the worst it's ever been. I was feeling so incredibly insecure. Afterwards, I was like, did anybody even like that? Like, I was like, wait, like that was so bad. And I just felt so insecure. And then me and Madison were talking later and we're like, of course, we're the leaders, we're these performers, we're these people that these women look up to, you know? And we both feel like we flopped our performance. And the truth is, like, we didn't. From the outside, like, people told me they loved my performance, and from the outside, they like, I know from firsthand that hers was so incredibly beautiful. I just think that we are our own greatest critics, but it's so important for us to be confronted with our insecurities and the ways that we judge ourselves, because both of us just ended up laughing about it and alchemizing it in girlhood giggles and just being like, this was just an ego death. Like, we just needed to go through this, like, and just laughing about it and just being like, of course, like, we're both performing at our worst, and realizing that our worst is still, you know, so incredible as a performer, as an artist, because we are so versed in our crafts that actually our worst is actually pretty good. And we just laughed about it and alchemized it through little giggles and laughter, and just realized it was what we needed to go through. And I share this story to be like, okay, the number one thing that you need to do in order to get over this fear of being seen, this fear of being judged, this fear of being cringe, this visibility wound that you have, the number one thing you need to do is exposure therapy. And now we're getting into the 9 actionable tips. So, number one, exposure therapy. You have to train your brain to realize that you are not in danger. You are not going to die. Because from an evolutionary perspective, like judgment, being outed by a group, being on the outskirts, being not liked, like from an evolutionary part of our brain, like we want to be accepted, to feel safe within a tribe, within a community. And we need to remind our brain that it's 2026 and not the ice age. And in fact, like, we are safe to feel judged. We are safe to be seen. We are safe to be seen in us flopping. We don't have to only be seen when we are thriving and successful and being perfect, because that's the only time that we want to be seen, is when we feel perfect. But you're not going to feel that way, honestly. As an artist, I never feel that way. I never feel perfect with my art. When I'm recording this right now, I'm like, is this even good? Like, I can't even tell. And it is just a part of being an artist and a part of being human within the spiritual experience. And you need to have exposure therapy and put yourself in positions where you could potentially flop in front of people, where you are putting yourself out there, where you're teaching your brain that you are safe and you are not in danger just because you mess up on a word, or you talk and you sing but your voice shakes. Like, that doesn't make you any less capable and worthy and amazing and worthy of being seen, because people actually love seeing people within their journey. And yeah, you need to have exposure therapy. And this is the purpose of performance. And this is why I love, love, love House of Muse, because performance challenges us to be seen within that present moment. You have no idea how things are going to go. Even for athletes, it's literally a performance. Me and my partner, we talk about this. It's literally a performance, and we allow ourselves to be seen, and we allow ourselves to be seen doing well or messing up. You never know how it's going to go, because we are so present in that moment and in that flow state. And also, our gifts are typically related to our wounding, which just makes them extra sensitive. You know, if you are an amazing singer, maybe you had trouble with speaking when you were younger. Maybe you had trouble finding your voice. Or maybe if you're an amazing dancer, maybe you had mobility issues as a child. Like, they really do relate. Like, if you look at Chiron in our astrology, the wounded healer, you can see that from ancient times. We've seen that our gifts and our medicine to the world are directly related to our woundings and what we go through and our pain. So that's why the power of performance and being seen in exposure therapy is everything, because of course it's a sensitive spot. Of course it's a tender spot for you. That totally makes sense. That's not weird. And we just need to train our brains that it is safe. It is safe to be vulnerable. It is safe to share our woundings. It is safe to share the most sensitive parts of ourselves. And people may judge, they may misunderstand. And that is just a part of it that we learn to accept. And that is on exposure therapy, number 1. Number 2 actionable step, hello plant, is I did past life regression and hypnotherapy. And this is really powerful with getting through fears. You may have heard people talk about like the witch wound or the healer wound, where people were maybe ostracized or convicted or literally, you know, for being a healer, for having magic, for being a quote unquote witch. And if you have a past life, if you believe in past lives, which if you don't, please read Many Lives, Many Masters, as I said before. But basically, it's like you need to go into these past lives sometimes and heal a part of yourself. And for me, that was one of the greatest things that I did with my psychic medium is we went in, and then I also did a past life regression that showed me the exact same past life. So I was like, whoa, we're cross-referencing here. And this is actually true and crazy, where I was literally outed for being a healer and speaker of truth in a past life. I was a man in this past life, and I just saw myself running through this forest, and my psychic medium brought me to the end where it was a really traumatic death. So I actually saw a lot happen in my life after I did that past life regression. I actually cried so many tears in that session, and it was super inexplicable. Like it didn't really make sense. I was like, why do I feel such an emotional connection to this thing I've never experienced? But my body and soul recognized it. My DNA literally recognized it. And yeah, definitely doing like passive regression or hypnotherapy to go back. I would just really be mindful of who you're doing it with and really making sure it's through word of mouth. That's like the best way to call in a healer whenever you need one. Just put it out there in the universe that you are looking for a friend to bring somebody in, and yeah, calling that in through word of mouth, because then you have a direct recommendation with somebody you can trust. Because I also think that hypnotherapy and past life regression is really deep in the psyche, and it's something to really be mindful of who you work with. So I would just be really mindful of that and have a lot of discernment. Number 3, we want to reprogram our brain to believe that we are safe. We are safe to be seen. We are safe to be rejected or misunderstood, or we're safe to flop in front of people. We're safe to feel cringe. And one of my favorite ways to reprogram my mind is actually through EFT tapping or visualization. And they are just really incredible. It's really worked for me. And there's a lot of scientific backing behind EFT tapping and the meridian points in the body, and also around visualization, how literally our brain, when we train it to believe something, that neural pathway becomes more strong, and therefore we go back to it more often with more ease. And in that, tapping and visualization can help reprogram the mind to really believe like, okay, I am safe to be seen. I am safe to be heard. I am safe to be seen in my gifts. I'm safe to be seen in my mistakes. Like by affirming this in your body, like you begin to believe it, and that will begin to clear out the subconscious blockages and the subconscious wounds. And then also you can do visualization and meditation where you literally, my old therapist used to do this, where like we would go in and we would drop in, and I would see like how many subconscious blockages are between me and this dream and desire that I have. If there were dominoes, how many would they be? And subconsciously, your brain begins to tell you things. When you drop in, when you listen, when you ask, it will begin to kind of show you, and you can see the dominoes kind of fall. I'm going to do one of these meditations in my 10-day artist activation challenge that I'm going to share with you guys, that I'm so excited about. Like, I feel like as we go into December, right before the end of the year, before the craziness of the end of the year, I was like, we need something to align ourselves to our inner creative life force. And then this download came through in the night where I'm like, we're going to do this 10-day artist activation challenge where every single day I'm going to send you guys either a meditation, a visualization, EFT tapping, a breath work, or a journal exercise, so you can actually begin to physically show up and move through this visibility wound and allow yourself to be seen. I'll talk about it more at the end, but it's going to be linked below, because I'm like, we're going to do this. It starts a week from today. So if you're seeing this, you should definitely join. We already have like over 30 women signed up. So I'm so incredibly excited. Okay. I can't believe this download came to me. I'll tell you more about it at the end, but let's continue with my ADHD brain for a second got a little confused. So number 1, exposure therapy. Number 2, past life regression or hypnotherapy to get into those old wounds that you may not even realize are there. Number 3, EFT tapping or visualization to reprogram the mind to believe that you are safe to be seen. And then number 4 is about literally living your life and noticing the confronting experiences, having awareness for those experiences, and then alchemizing them. I believe that the universe will present you with confronting experiences to show you where you still need to heal, to be a mirror to your insecurities, so then you can gain more strength and belief in yourself and just that true solidarity in your own self-worth. So this is number 4. It's actually just like living your life, going about your life, not doing physically too much, not forcing, but rather flowing and noticing the confronting experiences that come up. And if you open yourself up and say, like, I am ready to heal this wound around being seen. I am ready to be seen. Give me the experiences that I need to make this happen. For me, it was like one of my first videos a couple years ago that went really viral, and I got hate on because people misunderstood what I was saying and felt like I was saying something really dumb, which was not what I was saying. And things can become misconstrued. And I cried for days. That was an experience that I had to go through and have awareness of and alchemize so that I could actually move through the wound. So allow the experiences to come up and allow them to be confronting and notice them. Number 4. Number 5 is if you're feeling cringe, if you're putting yourself out there, you're doing it right, babe. That's it. That's the advice. Number 6 is also a piece of advice that I fucking live by, and that's be scared and do it anyway. Be scared and do it anyway. And the affirmation that I tell myself that I live by is I am built to handle the pressure that comes with my calling. I'm built to handle the pressure that comes with my calling, because when you realize that you're built to handle the pressure that comes with your calling, you're like, oh, the fear can come up, the blockage can come up, but I'm still going to move through it. And that's what it is about. Okay, 5 was if you're feeling cringe, you're doing it right. 6 is be scared and do it anyway. I'm built to handle the pressure that comes with my calling. Okay, number 7 is muse yourself. This is something that we did so much in Bali, where we would just take photos of ourselves and be like, girls, can you like set this up? And we would get so intentional and we would muse ourselves and we would look back at the photos and be like, okay, how do we want to change it? And then we would change it. And then we would be, let's shoot it on film. Let's shoot it on 35 millimeters so it's gorgeous. And musing yourself and taking pictures literally on your self timer in your backyard, and like, or being in your mirror and having a little pop star moment, or just like literally, filming yourself in your yard, like doing a little beautiful divine feminine moment, or posing for the camera, or whatever it is for you. Literally hiring a photographer and having a whole blown ass photo shoot. Like, muse yourself. Like, this is such a gateway to true confidence, is truly just practicing kind of being obsessed with yourself and being willing to be seen by yourself. And by doing that, you just like put out this magnetic, sexy energy that can just like manifest whatever you want and get you really whatever you want in life. So I would highly suggest actionable step number 7, muse yourself. Number 8 is I want you to have a list, a notes app in your phone of all the things that you just feel so proud of within yourself, because the visibility wound is directly tied to the self-worth wound, to the confidence wound. And the truth is, you have every capability within you to be confident and to believe in yourself and to have high self-worth, but it is just a practice. If you feel like in the past you've struggled with sense of self-worth or self-confidence, I really want you to just realize that it is so possible for you, and it's every day just reprogramming, reframing, moving forward, and don't expect yourself to go from point A to Z literally overnight. It is literally a practice. Self-confidence, self-worth, high self-worth. It is truly a practice. So we want to tap into this by being like, how am I proud of myself today? Like, stop thinking about all the ways that you're fucking up and start thinking about all the ways that you are fucking killing it and slaying and just genuinely doing your best. And I want you to have a notes app list of all the ways that you are proud of yourself, because as you begin to feel more proud of yourself, that's going to build more confidence. And as you build more confidence, you're going to feel so much more capable of being seen, and you're going to feel ready to be seen. So we really want to work on the confidence, self-worth, and feeling proud of yourself as this gateway to being visible, to being known, to being seen for your gifts. And finally, number 9, whenever you have those subconscious fears arise and they tell on themselves, they say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, I want you to turn your fears into prayers. I want you to turn your fears into affirmations. I want you to reframe and remind yourself of who you are, because it's really a remembering. When you tap in, you're like, oh, I already knew this about myself. I actually already knew that I'm so confident and so capable, and my gifts are amazing, and I know I'm meant to share big things with the world. Like, I actually already knew that, and it's just a remembering. And I just had to fucking remind myself. And I want you to take the fear. If the fear is, oh, I don't feel good enough, I don't feel talented enough, I want you to turn it into prayers. May I feel so confident to be seen for my gifts and realize I am capable. I am talented. I am a beautiful, incredible artist, and I want you to say it with feeling and speak life into the words. Affirmations don't work if you just say them. You have to genuinely feel them in your body and sometimes just pretend for a moment, and you'll actually start to believe it. I want you to take your fears whenever they arise and turn them into prayers. Write them down in your journal as prayers, as affirmations, as mantras, whatever you want to call them. But just reframe and remind yourself of who you actually fucking are on the fucking daily, whenever they arise, whenever they come up. You have the capability to alchemize and transform this. And this is all going to lead you into being seen. Because you deserve to be visible. You deserve to share your gifts with the world. You deserve to actually make a fucking splash in this lifetime and do something that you want to do and create what you want to create and be known for it and be appreciated for it. It's like you deserve that and you know that. So just keep reminding yourself of that and you got it. We're going to do that exposure therapy this week, something this week. You're going to post on social media maybe. And then you're going to align yourself to the inner artist within you. And that's why we are doing the 10-day artist activation. I'm literally going to read from my notes, my intentions, but basically it's going to be a daily practice under 10 minutes. So it's for the busy girls because I get it. But it's going to be 10 consecutive days and you need to show up on the days. I don't care. You have 10 minutes a day to set aside for your artist activation, for your creative life force energy to be recharged. Trust me, you go on your phone around 2 hours or more a day. I'm sure you can do 10 minutes a day of this, okay? And just to be super upfront, this is going to be a paid offering just for the next 24 hours. It's going to be $33, and then every day up until Tuesday when we begin, it's going to be $44. I'm never going to do this offering again, I don't think. This exact offering may never happen again. It'll never be this affordable again. I wanted to make an offering that was literally like $33, $44 so that anybody can do it. I just want this to be my most accessible offering that I have. So I definitely want you guys to do it. Do it with me. We're going to align before the end of the year. It's going to be a daily practice. So under 10 minutes, you'll receive in your email or maybe in your phone. I'm still deciding the way that I'm going to convey the practices, but you'll get a meditation, an EFT tapping, a visualization, a somatic exercise, a prayer, a manifestation moment, or maybe it'll be like a frequency. Like sometimes I do like words and speakings with frequencies so they can actually absorb into your being. Those are also really cool. We'll call them absorption frequencies or journal prompts. And this is for you if you feel like you're over intellectualizing your healing journey. You're ready to be the alchemist of your life. You're healing and you've read the self-help books, you've listened to the podcast, and you're still not fully embodying the life that you want to live, but you're ready to become and act and embody finally. This is for you. Also, if you feel disconnected from your life force energy, your creative energy, and you are ready to connect with your creative divine life force within you, this is definitely for you, the 10 days under 10 minutes of the Artist Activation Challenge. And finally, if you feel like you have this visibility wound, because we're definitely going to be having meditations and visualizations around this, and you feel ready to be seen, you are putting your art out there, but it's not quite getting the traction that you want, and you want to heal these subconscious blockages and build your confidence, and you're finally ready to be seen, and you're ready to move through that, boom, 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 and create that momentum in 10 days that will transfer into 2026. This is for you. Yeah. Okay. You can join the 10-day Artist Activation Challenge below. I am so incredibly excited. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope you love this episode on the visibility wound. And I just cannot wait to see what you all do with it. Comment below your art, your work, whatever is coming through for you. And yeah, let's get active in this community. I love you guys so much. I'm Kayla Rose. This is Skinny Dipping, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.